On this episode, we're going to be talking about many different interesting topics in astronomy. Astronomy is made up of both amateur and professional astronomers. Astronomers not only have to take certain courses to understand the subject better, they also have to learn terminologies that bring this whole subject together. Like doctors and lawyers who have to learn their terminologies of the subject they study to be a professional, astronomers have to do the same thing as well. No one can just walk right into an observatory like this one and just start using it. It takes special courses and training to do this. It takes time to understand what this is all about. So, now we begin this episode by defining astronomy. Our first most logical question of the show is this. What is astronomy? Astronomy in its most basic definition is this. A science that studies in great fact such things as these subjects. Celestial objects, space, and the physical universe in its entirety. Perhaps one of the best ways to begin studying astronomy is to learn to name all the planets in our solar system, beginning with the sun. Once you have learned the names of the planets, astronomy becomes more and more interesting. As a beginner, one would not want to start studying what this next object is in space. This last picture is called a black hole. Briefly for now, a black hole in space is by definition a final stage of a star's life when it starts to become non-existent. Here are some awesome views of black holes to enjoy briefly. Even flying saucers would want to avoid these powerful objects in the night sky. The next astronomer started studying this subject at the age of 15. Astronomer Clerk wrote books about this subject. Astronomer Clerk collated, interpreted, and prepared for literary work in the field of astronomy. A beginner astronomer would do well to start exploring the subject as well simply by reading about it. Here are some terminologies to begin to understand this study of science. What is albedo? Albedo is light that is reflected off an object. The next picture is an example of a light from the sun as it reflects off Earth's moon at night. Can you define what a barycenter is? By definition, a barycenter is two objects that orbit around each other. The center of mass from the bigger object holds the other object in orbit. Dwarf planets are an example of a barycenter. Our next definition question is this. What is a sea star? The astronomical definition of what a sea star is this. A carbon star that is made up of carbon molecules such as the following. Neutron stars are good examples of what sea stars are like. The next few pictures are also good examples of what sea stars are. Here is another interesting term astronomers now talk about. What are deep sky objects? By definition, a DSO or deep sky object is this: astronomical objects that can be observed beyond our own solar system. These objects can be stars, comets, distant worlds, and galaxies. Here are some awesome pictures of what deep sky objects can be. We keep moving right along with learning more terminologies in astronomy. What is an eclipse? An eclipse by an astronomical definition is this: when one object blocks off light from another. The next picture is an example of an eclipse. Our last term for this portion of the show is this. What are solar flares? Solar flares are eruptions such as from the sun that are sudden outbursts of energy released from it. The next couple of pictures are solar flare examples. Well, that is all now for this portion of the show, so get yourself another warm cup of coffee or a cool glass of iced tea, and we'll be right back with more of Beyond Our Galaxy.
Exhilarating exercise, competitive excitement, rewarding experiences. Put every member of your family on the fast track with Michigan BMX. Admissions free and equipment affordable. Get the gang together for a fun, wild ride. Get the jump now on a track near you at mibmx.com.
On this second part of the show, we're going to be talking about the stars, and more definitions on astronomy. Just how many stars are there in the universe? Billions and billions. As we look at the study of the stars, here is the NGC 3132, which really is a binary star and a planetary nebula. NGC 3132 is what we call a binary star formation. What is a binary star? A binary star is where two stars are located next to each other. Alongside of the star Sirius, there's a star next to it being called a white dwarf. As we observe the star Sirius, this star is basically a stationary star. While this is happening, the white dwarf is just hanging around the bigger one. Our next question is this: what is a white dwarf? A white dwarf is defined as this: a smaller sized star that has used up all its energy after it has collapsed. Basically, a white dwarf is a dead star. As one can see here, there is much more to the one observing than meets the eye. Indeed, modern professional astronomers have to learn a lot of terminology so that as they search the night skies and see these objects, they know exactly what they are seeing. For the professional astronomer, knowing the terminologies will help us to know what is way out there beyond our galaxy. Have you seen anything yet?
Yes, I have.
What do you see?
I see a UFO. Boy, you sure have some kind of imagination. Yeah? Well, just look above you.
No!
Imagination, huh? Pleasant journey.
I don't want to go to Mars. Come back soon, you hear? I want to go back to Earth. And his journey continues. Our next question may be getting more harder to answer. What is a bipolar flow? A bipolar star is one when its material is coming out of it in two different directions. Here is the next question. What is direct motion? Direct motion is when our solar system would be actually moving in east-west motion. The apparent motion is how our solar system orbits the sun. What is a parallax? Basically, a parallax is when an astronomer can look up in the night sky and see two different positions of an object they are observing. An example of a parallax. Here's a good example of what a parallax is. Extend your arm out all the way out. Next, make a fist with your hand. Now raise your thumb up and aim your arm towards a star in the night sky. Locate the brightest star in the sky. Now close your one eye and look at the star with the other open eye. Now close the one eye you have open and use the other. Now blink back and forth with your eyes as you aim your arm at the object with your thumb pointed at it. Can you see how the objects look like it moves? This is what parallax means. Here's another interesting question for you. What is intergalactic gas? When we look up at the night sky and into our galaxy, we see galaxies called disk galaxies. Material coming out of these galaxies are gases. These disk galaxies are made up of what is called nebula material. Now, aren't these terms getting more difficult to answer?
Man, I'm just getting tired just thinking about all this stuff.
Well, here's our next question anyway. What is a nebula star? A nebula star is a star that is made up of such elements like iron after a star has exploded, and even though a nebular star is bigger than our sun, it still has a little stellar remnant remaining in it. Well, here is another good question for you to think about. Can you name this planet? It is the planet Mars. Mars is better known as the red planet, and it is the fourth inner planet from the sun. It is also known as an inferior planet. Well, that is all now for this part of the show. So, it's time to get yourself a warm cup of coffee or a cool glass of iced tea, as we are taking a brief PSA or a public service announcement from your local community television station, and we will be right back with more of Beyond Our Galaxy.
There are many statistics in our lives, but they never matter until we become one. My only son became a statistic. Stand up and be counted to end the cycle of violence.
Log on to thepeacealliance.org to find out how you can get involved.
Welcome back to this last part of the show called Beyond Our Galaxy. Now that you are gaining more knowledge about the subject of astronomy. Here then are a few more definitions on this subject. What is an equinox? Here's an example of an equinox. An equinox is this. It has 2 points at the celestial equator where the sun passes through every year. As you were able to see in this last picture, the sun crosses through what we call the celestial equator at certain times of the year. These dates are March 21st and September 22nd. Who was this famous astronomer and what did he discover? Well, his name was Sir Isaac Newton. He discovered the laws of gravity. Now the next question is this. What is the term called? Barnard's loop. Astronomy is indeed a fascinating subject to talk about. Why, just imagine for a moment a conversation between Galileo Galilei and Nicholas Copernicus, as it would be if they were here in the 21st century.
Hey, Nick, can you believe it?
Believe what, Gal?
Believe all this modern day stuff the 21st century astronomers have?
Yeah, man, just think if we had all this stuff, we could have been more famous.
Say, Nick, did you ever get that A in your math class, by the way?
Sure did, Gal. Just wish we had calculators, though, just like the modern day astronomers have.
I know. Math would have been so much easier.
Hey, Gal, what is that object in the sky above you?
I don't know, Nick. Oh no, Nick, it's a UFO.
Hey, Gal, where are you going?
Help, Nick! I'm being abducted by a UFO!
Sorry, Gal. I'm out of here.
No, Nick! Don't leave!